I've kind of looked at the evolution of computers and technology and see that voice-powered interfaces are really going to be the next big thing. We've already seen it with what Amazon's doing with Alexa, and then Google bringing it. And that's really the next kind of space race is going to be, because every 10 years there's a major kind of shift in how we use technology, from desktop computers to laptop computers to the mobile phone. And the next kind of next frontier is these voice-powered interfaces.
Today we have Dale Beaumont, who is an award-winning entrepreneur, technology enthusiast, and passionate promoter of education. He started his first business at the age of 19 and went on to build $3 million companies before the age of 30. He's the founder of Business Blueprint, an education company designed to help fellow entrepreneurs build the businesses of their dreams. He's written 16 best-selling books, publishing 11 in a single year to earn the title of Australia's most prolific author. Thanks so much for being here, Dale.
Great to be here, Landon.
So, gosh, that intro almost begs the question, but what do you feel like is your most unique skill set, and how has that contributed to your success?
Well, I think probably my most unique skill set is communicating to groups of people at any one time. I do that now primarily through running live events across Australia and New Zealand, and a few smaller ones around the world. And it's really about taking kind of complex and making it simple, and also making technology, which is now really the centerpiece of most people's businesses when it comes to like their website, their social media. A lot of these tools are really intimidating for people that didn't grow up with technology, people that are sort of like 35 plus that had to learn all these new skills. I kind of take all of those tools and teach entrepreneurs how to use them in their business in a way that is achievable. And that's helped me grow my business to become very successful now, helping entrepreneurs to better use technology to run a better business. Yeah,
so specifically it's like your comfort speaking in front of people, simplifying concepts, communicating really clearly about complex topics.
Yeah, and making it achievable for people so that they can actually see, okay, here are the steps. Exactly.
You're an educator, that's the bottom line. Awesome. So you have this miraculous ability to fill room after room after room full of people to come learn about what you're doing, which is really hard. Like, we run one event every year, and honestly, it's an amazing event, but it is like pulling teeth to get people to, come from wherever they are to, Santa Barbara, which it seems like it should be easy, but it is not. But you're able to do it. So what is working for you in your business to just grow the business right now?
Yeah, we run about 50 events a year, so that works out to be like one a week. But we kind of pack a lot of them sort of together in kind of maybe 6 cities in 8 days or something along those lines. But in terms of filling those events, like now we have a fantastic team. Clearly using Ontraport as our system of choice to run all of this helps. Then we do a lot of marketing through Facebook's ads, a lot of joint ventures, a lot of partnerships with companies now that promote us to their clients because they realize the fact that they might have a great piece of technology or a really good service, but there's a big gap called education where just because you have something that's great doesn't mean people instantly know how to use it. And so they kind of partner with me to do the education piece to help rooms of people to be able to get on board with technology, which they benefit from. So finding a relationship that's kind of win-win, that works for both of us has been one of the keys to success. And then also having something that's actually great because word of mouth spreads. People go, you have to go to this event. You got to see this guy. He's awesome. He can show you what to do. And having done it now for almost 10 years, it's just you just become the go-to person, in this space, and so a lot of it's just getting better and better over time, and then of course credibility from writing books and doing podcasts and speaking, and then getting media exposure as well. All those kind of help to really build you to become the expert in your field.
Yeah, so you got like a finger in like 10 or 12 different pots in terms of like customer acquisition.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a case of people see you over here and they see you here and they see you there, and after 5 or 6 times they kind of connect the dots, and it's like, okay, he's the person that I want to work with. So it's not any one thing that's like the magic pill, but 5 or 6 things all working together creates a bit of a story about who this person is, and that can work for you in your business.
Absolutely. So if you could kind of like fly back in time almost 10 years, like you said, and kind of like share a tip with yourself. I always think if I knew then, I'd be in such a different place. If I could have known what I know now. So what would that be for you? If you could kind of like give yourself some advice 10 years ago.
Yeah, I think at the beginning, certainly for the first 5 years of my business, I don't know why, I just thought that if you're in business, you have to do everything. So every sort of project I kind of learned, how to write it, how to design it, how to kind of market it, and how to send it out, and all of those things. But when you kind of realize that there's only one of you and there's only 24 hours in a day, and if you want to get a lot done, you can't do it on your own. That's why I never will ever say I'm a self-made millionaire, because I don't believe that there is such a thing, because you can only become wealthy or become successful in business through other people. So having a team of other people around you, and you can start small with just a virtual assistant maybe that works from a remote office or another part of the world, and you can grow that team of 2 to a team of 4 to a team of 6. Now we have a team of 25, and I would not have the business today without them. And so building a team quicker, even if it's just 1 or 2 other people, and you find the 3 or 4 things that you do really good, and just focus on trying to do those and only those things, and then get the team to fill in the gaps, and so you can be a lot more productive.
Yeah, I read a book recently called The Hard Thing About Hard Things. I can't remember, it's the VC guy, I can't remember his name right now, who wrote the book, but basically the point of the book was it's so hard to hire and manage people that to do things that you don't know how to do yourself. So how do you feel like, if the idea is like focus on your area of specialty or your unique talents and get other people to do the other things, how important do you think it is to be sort of broad and in your knowledge and like know how to do marketing even if you're not the one doing it?
Yeah, I do think my philosophy is like a little bit of information goes a long way. So we've recently just hired a team. We're doing a lot more in the technology space now with building this new app. And I don't come from a technology background, but we've just hired 6 people in that team. And so I did a course called Programming for Non-Programmers. I basically crammed for like a month and taught myself, the basics of programming, like what's the difference between front end and back end, and what's, And so I just did that, and now I can at least hold a conversation with these guys, and now I can say, hey, I've just heard about, this, why aren't we using it? And so I think that little bit of information can go a long way.
Awesome. So what's next for you? What is kind of like your edge for learning? What would you like to learn next in your business or your life?
For me now, it's really more around technology. I kind of see, it's going to be the next, like it's been the last 10 years, but it's going to be the next 50 years, and it's only becoming more and more important. And I think in the future, every company will be a technology company in some way, shape or form.
Interesting.
And so I figured to myself, I didn't know programming, but I have to learn it. So I've kind of learned the basics, hired a team, and now we're actively building a product in that space. I've kind of looked at the evolution of computers and technology and see that voice-powered interfaces are really going to be the next big thing. We've already seen it with what Amazon's doing with Alexa, and then Google bringing and that's really the next kind of space race is going to be, because every 10 years there's a major kind of shift in how we use technology, from desktop computers to laptop computers to the mobile phone, and the next next frontier is these voice-powered interfaces. So we're kind of building right now like a Siri for business, and it's using artificial intelligence to provide business education and business advice at scale. So that's kind of our latest project. It's pretty ambitious.
You can go ahead and say its name.
It's called Brin, BRIN. It's available for download. It's a free app right now. In the App Store, and it's cool. It's a great product, and I love it because I'm learning and growing every day and learning more about technology.
Awesome. So at this stage of your career, which is fairly advanced, not obviously in years, but in success, we have an opportunity, I think, to kind of like look forward in our lives to what we're building in the long term and what our legacy might be. What do you feel about that? What do you think you'd like your legacy to be?
Yeah, that's something that I hadn't really thought of only until probably 2 years ago.
What happens,
but I started to sort of think around, we've done well in business, but after a certain time, making more money for making money's sake, doesn't actually buy you a better quality of life,
Right.
And so I sort of said, well, what do I really want to, what is my legacy? And my two passions is business and education. So I thought if I could build a product, bring those two worlds together and do that at scale, what would that look like? And so we started out, we coach now around 500 business owners actively. And we thought, how do we coach 1 million business owners all
totally
at the same
different.
time?
Yeah.
And so we're going to need to be global. We're going to need to be mobile. We're going to need to have technology at our core. So let's build that. So we're kind of along that path now, and we've achieved a few kind of early wins, but we're probably, it's another 12 months in the making what we ultimately want to build. But that's really my legacy. I'd love to sort of look back and say that I've contributed to the success of 100,000 or 500,000 or 1 million entrepreneurs that have been able to access a product that we've created, and they've learned about how to lead a better life and have a better business.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
because I believe
awesome.
when you help one business owner, you don't just help one person. You help a team. You help their family. You help their community
And their customers.
and their customers as well. So you're really making a big impact. So that passion that we both share to help more entrepreneurs is certainly something that is part of my legacy, and I know yours too.
Absolutely, and fulfilling along the way.
Yep.
To be able to interact with people and hear the stories of how transformed their lives can be when they kind of get it clicking.
Yep.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Great.
Well, we've called this thing Modern Entrepreneur. What does it mean to you to be a modern entrepreneur?
Well, I think that for a modern entrepreneur, I see business as really being a vehicle that is going to help to create the lifestyle that you want for you and your family. I think the 80s was kind of defined by the Gordon Gekko, greed is good, make as much money as you can, get enough toys. But there's a saying, he who dies with the most toys still dies. So what's the point of going out and making a truckload of money and only to have a dysfunctional relationship with your partner or your kids, or and to die at an early age because you've neglected your health and all of those things. So I think the modern entrepreneur moving forward is someone that understands the fact that business is really about creating a lifestyle for you and your family, and it's part of your life, but it's not your life. It's not all that you do. So having a commitment to your health and to your family, and also to creating experience along the way, and to do all the things that you really want to do. I believe that the business is the best vehicle for you to be able to do that. So for me, the modern entrepreneur is about putting lifestyle first and having a business to support that lifestyle. It's also about being smart with the time and technology and using those things well. And I think it's also, the modern entrepreneur is about not working in a silo, but working together with like-minded people and achieving kind of goals together. So I think all of those things are some of the essence of what I think the modern entrepreneur is about.
Awesome. Thank you so much for doing this.
Cool.
Thank you for being here. Will you sign our wall?
Sure, love to.
Awesome.
Thanks so much.
That was good.
It's been great chatting.
Yeah.
Where you can physically go and relax and do a guided meditation and meet people with a similar mindset as you in order to build community, because the online is amazing, the online world.
Yeah.
But we're forgetting the real world. We're forgetting the relationships with people.
I agree.